Welcome to 5 Minutes to Wellness, a 2-week video series with quick tips that are going to give you coping tools so that you can maintain your well-being now through this COVID-19 unprecedented time. And really these are tools that are based off of timeless principles and can be used at any time for your well-being. My name is Jenna Fleming. I'm a licensed counselor and I'm the owner of Georgetown Child and Family Counseling. Today's tip is to practice gratitude. And also I wanted to add in with this the idea of journaling as a tool that can help you with this. So first let's talk about active gratitude. Active gratitude simply means being grateful on purpose, thinking about the things that are going well in your life. See, here's the thing. This is a very stressful time. There is no doubt that we are experiencing so much stress as a human race, loss, fear, anxiety, financial pain. There are so many uncertainties. It can feel really overwhelming and really stressful. And I know that everybody's situation is so unique. I couldn't possibly begin to say that I understand where you particularly are and what you're going through. Because even if I understood what your situation is, we all respond to things very, very differently. And that matters. And at the same time, among all of the stress and uncertainty, even among loss of jobs, of our loved ones, there are things around us that are going really, really beautifully well, things that we can be thankful for. And they don't have to be the big things. As a matter of fact, this time is pulling us back to some of the basics, like time with family, the ability to recognize how lucky we are to have clean water and fresh air, a roof over our head, the use of technology to communicate with people, information, the things that you have to be grateful for don't have to be big things. As a matter of fact, sometimes having gratitude for the small things can be the most meaningful, because really the things that matter most aren't that many things. But why it's important to practice active gratitude is because our brains are just not set up to think this way naturally, at least for many of us. You see, our brains are these marvelous organs that are created to protect us, to keep us safe, to keep us alive, to help us thrive. And so our brains naturally are going to look for things that feel threatening, things that feel unsafe. And generally, those things are going to have more of a negative tone, right? When we are especially stressed, our brains are even more prone to become even more protective and, like a watchdog, look for all threats that it thinks it sees. What that does is it actually creates patterns in our brains through the wiring that fires with our thoughts. And those patterns, you can think of those as like roadways. The more negatively we think, the more likely we're to think negatively in the future. But the same is true for the opposite. The more positively we think, the more positively we are likely to think in the future. It will come more natural because the road has been paved a little bit more, a little bit wider, and it's a little easier to drive down. When you practice active gratitude, you're paving the road for more positive, productive, grateful thinking. And when you have that positive thinking, you attract more positive feelings. So try this simple tip today. it might feel like it's a little bit of a pain to pull out a journal. It doesn't have to be. You could write it in your calendar on your phone. You could physically write it out in a journal. You can keep a notepad. You can send it through email. I'm sure I know there are lots of apps. Mindful apps have journals usually in them. It doesn't matter how you do it, but practice the act of active gratitude, and writing it down tends to reinforce much more strongly than just thinking it through. So that's today's simple tip. Practice active gratitude, write it down, and see how that can change your life. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow in your inbox for tomorrow's simple tip to help you cope and thrive during this time. Until then, have a great day.